Hello, this is Catherine Castellon, and we will be going through part 2 of the GLA Analyzer tutorial. So we're going to go back to things that we spoke about in part 1 to kind of get us settled in. So here we are in the Tree Islands folder, and we're going to go into a different folder for field season 2018 to 2019 for Grossman. And here you can see that I have my original photos folder and processed photos folder. Here I have a raw data sheet from the day that photos were taken for Grossman Hammock. And this is a raw data sheet. And here I have my processed working Excel file that we will be using to record our progress. Okay. So as you can see, I've already started to work on this. I have my Tree Island label here as Grossman Hammock 2018 to 2019, and I have 37 photos listed according to how the photos were taken, which you have to be careful about sometimes because hemispherical photos aren't always taken in order of the cells, such as here where we have 5, 6, 8, 7, 9, but the photos are in order. For cell 1, I've already selected a photo, and that is the first photo, which the camera code had given us 5382 for. And this photo will be renamed to GH cell 01. The photo was taken on December 26, 2018, as you can see up here on the raw data sheet. And just to clarify on the data sheet again, the photo ID here does contain camera codes. However, they aren't always listed as such. Sometimes it can be the first photo, second photo, third photo, fourth, fifth, sixth, and so on, instead of the camera code. Okay. So now that I have selected my photo that I want to work on in GLA, I'm going to go into the original photos folder. And this is the photo that I had selected, 5382. And I'm going to copy and paste out here. And this photo will be renamed to GH underscore cell 01, as I had mentioned in my processed working file. And now we can open up GLA Analyzer. So this is how GLA Analyzer looks like. This is a folder with an arrow icon, and it's how you open your image. But before we begin with the images, we have to configure. So we're going to click on Edit Configuration, and this is going to pop up. There's an Image tab, a Site tab, a Resolution tab, and a Radiation tab. The initial cursor point should be facing north, and we're going to use a magnetic north, and we have to input a magnetic correction. To get the magnetic correction, we are going to use this website by NOAA for the magnetic declination estimated value. So we are going to input the latitude and the longitude, which you can find in Tree Islands data, hemispherical photos, and it's going to be down here. It's called Tree Island _DD _DMS This is what it looks like. DMS stands for degrees, minutes, seconds, and DD stands for decimal degrees. So we are going to input the decimal degrees. This is latitude at north and longitude at west. We're going to use the IGRF and the date for when these photos were taken, and that is the year 2018, November, and the 26th. And we can use HTML, and it's going to just give us a pop-up. And this is the declination that we will be inputting into GapLight Analyzer, and that is 6.48 west. 6.48 west. The projection distortion will remain as polar. Under the Site tab, we input the latitude and the longitude. The latitude for Grossman is 25, 36, 54.8. 25, 36, 54.8. For some reason, it won't take decimals, so you can leave it at 54. And longitude is 80, 35, and 3. 80, 35, 03. West. The elevation remains at 0. Orientation stays at horizontal. And for topographical shading, we do not want to have the topographic mass data in use. Moving on to resolution. The solar time step in minutes remains at 2. The growing season start and end dates remain the same. And the azimuth and zenith under sky regions also remains the same. Under radiation, the data source remains as modeled, and the model parameters are going to change. And we are going to find this data in the same area that we have the tree island latitudes and longitudes. And you can find that in this sheet that says TI_cloud_spec_beam. So for solar constant, it remains at 1367 and the units stay the same. The cloudiness index, though, is going to change, and that is dependent on the month that the tree island was surveyed in. So that was in November, and it is going to be 0.5815. 0.5815. The spectral factor will be 0.4299. And the beam fraction will be 0.5583. 0.5583. The sky region brightness remains at UOC model, and we don't change the clear sky transmission coefficient. We're going to save this configuration we just created under the configuration file that we have for Grossman 2018 to 2019, and that is found under Process Photos Configuration. And this is going to be called configuration _ the date that we are creating it. So this 05, 17, 27, 2022. Save. We click OK. Now that we have our configuration created, we can load the configuration to just make sure that we have it. We're going to open, and now we are going to go into the open image icon. and select the GH cell 01 photo. Here we are going to go under configure and we're going to register the image. And we want to place our cursor at the very top area of the photo and just pull down to envelop the whole fisheye lens photo. And if you feel like you messed up, you can click away and you can try again. You can select to fit registration for the next image, which means that this circle that we have just created will pop up when you decide to work on another image using this configuration. So you can just apply and OK. To the left, we have our registered image. And to the right, we have the image that we will be working on. Under image, we are going to choose a color plane. And we are going to select blue. And that's going to grayscale the image. And the idea here is our end product image will be a black and white photo where leaf area index can be analyzed from. So this is how the end product should look like. However, as you can see here, some of the branches became white even though they are part of the vegetation in the area. So we're going to cancel that and we're going to fix it. Here is a button that I like to use. It's called Chain Images Together. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to zoom in on my working image. And as you can see, now the images are moving or zooming in at the same time in both pictures. Okay. And now here I am going to draw. Okay, so here I'm just going to fill that in. Anything that had reflected white before that I know because of this registered image, I know this is vegetation. Another way of doing this is by clicking this button, select region. So here I know that all of this is vegetation. None of it is sky. Okay. This is my selected area, and I go into image after selecting, and I click on color fill, and it turns everything in that space black. And if I don't like it, I can only undo the last change of this button. I can't undo anything else, or else it just goes back to what I just undid. Okay. And if you want to go back to drawing, you click on draw. This here is going to be all painted black because it's vegetation. Okay. Let's look at this part of the